Happy Thursday, everybody. AlphaStarDX here, and please welcome witsharprthnfang
Hey guys.
and ferretlord123.
I live in a yellow submarine.
I'm almost positive that's not true, but I'm not completely positive.
He's spoiling it already. We're starting a new playthrough tonight, and it is going to be Operation Neptune. Red alert. Galaxy space capsule has altered its course. Its new coordinates are now 140 west and 50 north. Polar station blue ice. Reports mechanical failure. Altitude is 80,000 feet and dropping.
Listen to the tension in that music. This is top quality work.
Island station Albatross reports visual contact. 40,000 feet and dropping. Galaxy space capsule has separated into two parts. 20,000 and dropping. Galaxy space capsule has crashed into the sea. Execute recovery mission, codenamed Operation Neptune.
Oh, I remember this part a little.
That's a big ship.
Unfortunately, the very low notes in ship's tunes sound very gastric in nature.
Oh dear. Thank you for those lovely C's, Base.
Yeah, you're right. You have much better perfect pitch than I do.
9 months ago, an elite team of astronauts and scientists began a top-secret research project in deep space. After several months, the team sent back their initial results sealed in secret data canisters on board the unmanned Galaxy space capsule. However, the capsule malfunctioned, broke into pieces, and crashed into the sea. Reports from the crash area indicate dangerous levels of toxins in the water. Toxic chemicals from aboard the Galaxy space capsule may have leaked into the sea, threatening the world's marine life. You have been selected to carry out an important search and recovery mission.
You've been selected. We've been selected.
Yes.
It's the royal you. It's the y'all.
They selected me, and I selected you two.
Delegation.
Or something like that. You must search the area in the mini-submarine Neptune and recover the pieces of the space capsule and the classified information included in the data canisters. Use the sub's high-tech equipment to cope with problems you encounter. Good luck. And remember, the fate of everyone and everything is in your hands.
So I just want to observe that this is very much a product of its time. Like, it's all like, you're part of a secret organization, that, and classified this, and top secret classified, hide this from the world, let's fix this before anyone can find out. And like, that's okay for the good guy to be. Modern days, that would mean that halfway through the game, we would have to turn on our handlers because we'd realize they were the bad guys.
Yep. Oops. Yeah, we'll play Voyager first. So we can shoot ink pellets at anything that we think might cause us a problem, like getting through.
I don't think we need to worry about
We
inking these guys.
really don't. But for sake of demonstration, we could go right
Don't forget
through
the
them at that point.
capsule.
Was there one over here?
There
Okay.
was one over
Oh,
there.
there is one over here.
Much like the chainsaw. Right at the entrance.
I don't see one here.
Aww. It wants a kiss.
Everything wants to kill you, just like Subnautica.
Here's a kiss.
Kiss this.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna flick a thing at you. I seem to remember this. No, it's not gonna flick a thing at you. Fine, make a liar out of me, Stingray.
Well, you definitely had stuff flung at you by similar creatures in ancient empires. But we'll get to that when we do that game. When the light on the sub blinks, you're receiving a message, math problem, from the surface ship or the onboard computer. Increase amount of ballast by 72 pounds to change sub's descent rate. Any combination of numbers whose sum is 72. Go ahead, guys.
Shall we throw up 2 25s, a 10, 2 5s, and then 2 2s?
2 whats?
2 2s?
2 1s?
Sorry, 2 1s.
Yeah.
I can number. I can do basic math.
Indeed.
Like basic math. That's basically counting.
Well,
I
this
don't
is...
remember this at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, regardless, this is correct.
I don't remember ever having to do that. I was quite young.
I was 6 years old when this came out. How old were you? 2?
Probably.
1991.
I was 0 for most of it, and I turned 1 in September.
Oh my goodness, I forgot.
Oh,
You are not one of the chosen few of the 80s.
No, I'm not.
I was.
Oh, I forgot to pop out chat, in case we have buddies.
Yeah, nobody's spoken yet.
Well, I will monitor it just in case we get buddies.
Okay, so we can use the keyboard to type stuff. Unidentified obstacle 12 miles ahead. Sub approaching at 6 miles per hour.
2.
Proceed with care.
What is this? Were you able to turn these questions off? I don't remember this being a learning game at all.
Customization.
I don't think you could shut off certain puzzles.
Huh. Fascinating.
Hall of Fame?
Yeah, nobody would be in there yet.
Oxygen dolphin.
Oh, thanks. Maybe we won't tank quite so soon.
Leave this place. Go away. Run away and never come back.
Ooh, it's the thing.
You have
The
collected a
capsule.
data canister from the space capsule. Next number in the code sequence, huh?
Oh man, I remember finding these really hard when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
These
I
are
know.
multiplying by 3.
Alright, I know this one.
So it would be 405?
That is correct. We have begun setting up solar panels to collect energy. This will let us generate power to run a mining station. As soon as the station is built, we will begin extracting minerals from beneath the surface of the asteroid.
Sounds pretty standard.
Indeed. 1.04 though. Wonder why it didn't just give us the first entry.
It's a storytelling device. It's to build tension.
In media res.
Storm interfering with communication. Hold on. Okay. So I need to hit enter when those come up. What do we got here? Input what remains to be searched.
If the total grid is 10 by
Yeah.
10 is 100.
Correct.
Already searched is 6 by 4 is 24.
Mm-hmm.
100 minus 24 is
76. Trombones.
Yeah.
Lead the big parade.
Thank you for dunking that layup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, please be here to do all the mental math after we set you up.
Oh, sure.
Thanks.
Mm.
That's how we got through, Gizmos and Gadgets.
Yep.
Yes, we put a combination lock on our
Our space station?
Yeah.
re-entry vehicle, just in case someone tried to break in, steal our lunch.
Why didn't you just stay on the 6?
15.
Stop.
Has 14. That's 18. I still have high school locker nightmares.
I never used my locker in high school, so I didn't.
I didn't either.
I can't remember what class to go to nightmares because of the inane systems that schools use to shuffle class periods around. So you can take 8 classes in a day that is only 6 classes periods long. I still remember the order of classes. We had A days, B days, C days, and D days. And they were 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 1, 7, 8, 5. 4, 1, 2, 8, 5, 6. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I switched B and C by accident.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I still remember that. Every time I dream, though, it's always an A day.
200?
I believe so. Yep. Good.
Toot toot.
It's weird because the sound is current, but the video is a couple seconds behind.
You having the same problem, Wit?
I don't know.
Thanks, Flipper.
I like how you always watch it leave. That's cute.
Oh, that was a little too close. So was that.
I am having the opposite problem.
The audio's or the video's ahead of the audio?
Yeah.
Our powers combined.
We make one coherent stream.
Oh my god, I can't figure it out.
I think I can. I hope it's 10.
It's totally 69.
Ugh. We're playing a march in my community band called the Volunteers. And they label the section. I think it's supposed to be about. Oh, this is important. Never mind.
No, go ahead. Continue your story. This isn't going anywhere.
That's true. They label the sections as if it were a medley and these were like songs, whereas if they were tempo markings and it's supposed to like change the character of the piece somewhat, and it doesn't. It's like laying the keel stone or something like that. And there's one section that's called Getting Busy. And next to it, I just wrote, lol, nice. But everyone in my band is, like, older, so I don't know if anyone will find that as funny as I do. There's a couple people my age. There's one girl who sits next to me, but she's, like, very religious. Maybe she'd find it funny. I hope so.
Oh, the religious ones.
She's, like, sweet and Catholic and deserves better.
They're the ones that go crazy.
Maybe she'll escape someday.
She seems like she's pretty entrenched.
Well, so were my parents, but they managed to find their way out. They're still recovering, don't get me wrong, but... Alright. Mysterious spots that appeared on the satellite pictures of the asteroid have turned out to be rock formations. We are running lab tests to determine the rock's composition. Exploration of the surface continues.
So they're upset because they found rocks on their rock?
I guess.
Exhibit has been here.
That's a joke.
Yes. And it was funny. Oh. We just got cast.
Is this a Valentine's Day stream?
Is this right here? No. Yesterday was.
Oh, what did you stream yesterday?
We streamed the girlfriend construction set.
Oh boy, that offends me just from the title. What is that?
Richard?
I guess I could watch it, couldn't I?
Yes, but
The answer is 16.
yes, but the girlfriend construction set, from the 10 minutes that you saw of it, Richard, please explain it from an outside perspective.
It is the quest to get the perfect hourglass figure.
Ugh. Barf.
On second thought, watch it.
What do you have to do in order to get that?
You literally have to type in 3 numbers: 36 bust, 24 waist, 36 hips.
And then what happens?
And then you ask the girl out on a series of dates and try to improve your own ego or status or whatever it is. Basically,
How old is this?
Again,
this is 1989. That game.
defining your ego and your status based on other people's opinions of you.
Yeah,
Well, status has to be. That's what status means. But ego, is a one-player game, or could be.
well, listen.
I don't know.
Well, listen. I never said this was realistic. The whole thing was meant to be a slap in the face of Valentine's Day.
I do feel slapped, so you did succeed.
Happy to be of service.
You never fail to a point.
I can count, sir. Just release the balloon so we can get on with this, huh? Thank you.
Well, you've already gotten farther than I ever did.
Really?
What?
Oh yeah, absolutely. If I don't even remember that there were math puzzles, how many of them do you think I solved?
Probably no further than the first level. Input total miles traveled.
Is that multiplication?
I believe so.
That would be 40.
Yay.
I thought it was an 8 at first, and I was going to refuse to do it.
What,
I don't do
what just
above the 12s.
what just pawned it off on me?
Oh yeah, that's what you're for.
Did I really miss both? Alright, down or up, guys?
Rock, paper, scissors, down.
Okay.
The valuable things always sink the farthest. That's what Subnautica has taught me.
Oh, it looks like that may very well be true, looking on the other side of this wall. Okay, increase ballast by 32.
Hmm.
25, 5, 2 1s.
Yep.
I wanted to say 2 2s again. I don't know why. That's
Because
like a
because
strange
old
thing.
habits die hard, I think.
I think your conscious effort of stopping yourself will be enough to chase it from your mind.
I swear to God, those guys launched their thing. Ha! Ha! Do you see that? You see that shit?
What am I saying?
The Stingray launching his stinger.
Uh,
Vindication.
Oh, yes, I see it now.
Steve Irwin was an inside job.
Inside the aorta.
Yeah, that was a hell of a freak accident.
Yep.
Alright, what do we got for this one?
Is it by 3?
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm not doing it.
Richard?
Alright, well, 18 times 3 is
Still not a number I'm willing to multiply.
not a statutory charge.
Well, Richard, leave work at work.
Sorry, what was I doing? Right, okay.
What the hell were you doing?
54, so 549 times 3 is 27. 560.
7.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's a fine way to do it, actually. Well done. Lab analysis of rock samples includes the presence of a new substance. The discovery of this new substance could prove to be more significant than the discovery of uranium.
Yes.
We will nondescriptly refer to the substance as Substance X. Oh, whoops. I forgot to hit down. Okay.
I'm digging the music.
Yeah, me too. And I feel like we might need to go back up.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. Oh. Yeah, this song's pretty good.
Chiptune Barry Sax.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Well, I mean... Oh. Can't even go up.
That is the surface.
That's misleading. Yeah, that's really misleading. I
got
thought that was a
tricked.
branch.
Oh, those guys shoot pebbles.
Who do?
The kissing fish. I
okay.
believe that they shoot pebbles at you.
Okay. 39 combination using coins.
35 and a couple of ones.
Yeah. Yes.
Brilliant.
Take my 35 cent
25 and 10. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Yes, and how many ones? How many pennies?
4, I guess.
4 pennies, yes. Yeah,
Listen, just because I forgot to tell you my first step doesn't mean it wasn't right.
true, true.
Would I have been penalized on a show your work answer? Probably. But this is the real world, and I've never had to do that.
Oh, no! Oh, good. Hang on. Hang on. Alright, so we're gonna have to take that loop down there first.
Yep. Do you get damaged by hitting walls?
No.
Negative.
Ugh, this
I
game is
did-
for
I did
noobs.
just- I did just get tagged by the...
Eel.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was, very fast anemone.
Whatever it was, it hurt me.
With fronds like these, who needs anemones?
Yes.
See, I heard that as with fronds like these, who needs enemas?
Freud would have something to say about this.
No, I mean, it was the punchline of a joke. Was yours not the punchline of a joke? It was just like a standalone...
His was a line from Finding Nemo.
Oh. No, I'm sorry. Then we're talking about different things. I heard it as a joke. And that was the punchline.
So who likes?
At work,
I mean,
we
mine
often...
was
Sorry, Richard?
also a joke. Mine was also a joke, but not a medical sex joke.
Mm.
Like, butt stuff isn't like a sex thing unless it is a sex thing. But like, I feel like it's automatically lumped in with sex things for some reason.
Well, nowadays it is.
Yeah.
The context of the joke, though, was using an enema for laxative purposes.
Jesus.
Which is...
I mean, that's basically the only thing you use an enema for.
True. I have used them for medication delivery.
Isn't
because
that called a
it's a-
suppository, or literally it was like a medicated?
It was a liquid. It was a cortisone suspension in a liquid.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Instead of a suppository. It was... Yes, it is kind of cool. It is a lot more efficient especially if you know that the inflammation is so far down in the digestive tract. It's a lot more efficient to go in from that end.
Mm.
But
That
it's
is like the most bro thing you have ever done. Butt chugging steroids.
Jeez.
I didn't think of it that way. It was pretty unenchanting as a, like sophomore in college. Although I think I was finished with my course of them before I went back to school, because
Okay.
I was still living in dormitories that had public bathrooms at the time,
Oh dear.
and that would have been tough to explain. There wasn't a lot of private places to administer and wait for an enema. It was it's easier to keep them internal if you just lay down.
Mm.
And so you administer it laying down, and then you just sort of lay there for a while. And there really wasn't any place for me to do that in the Centennial dormitory of my alma mater.
See, I wouldn't know. I've never had to take drugs up the ass before, or anything else. For
I'm
that
glad
matter.
for you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll probably have to do some form of enema for the colonoscopy they recommend when you get to your 50s or thereabouts.
That's over 20 years from now. Let's not rush it.
It's true. They're not that bad.
Okay.
They're really not.
They are not.
The oral prep is by far the worst part of it.
Mm.
The stuff you have to drink to clear you out with those laxatives. That's where the problem is.
Gotcha.
Really?
They've gotten better. But for my first...
Granted, you do have to drink like a gallon of the stuff.
Yeah, over the course of a little while. That's not nearly as bad as having to drink barium for certain GI scans, because you have to drink like 3 quarts of it.
Just straight barium?
Jesus, 3 quarts?
It's something, it feels very large. It's probably not 3 quarts. I think it's closer to maybe 1.5.
I was going to say, if it's 3 quarts, I hope you're spreading it out. I don't think the human stomach can handle that much.
No, it's closer to 1.5, but it does
Okay.
not taste very good. It's barium sulfate, so it's not straight barium. I think it's barium sulfate.
Still.
And you have to drink it in half an hour,
Oh my. Ugh.
or you have to get as close as you can. And I tended to throw up when the test was done.
I bet you did.
Yeah, those are super not fun, but it's a really useful test.
Mm.
You do get to see a lot of information in detail.
Is it like an MRI?
Yeah, similar stuff. You drink all that garbage, and then you are put in, I think it's an MRI. I can never remember what the difference is.
Hey, who here knows what happens when you stuff a pacemaker in an MRI?
Ugh.
Highlights from last Thursday's show.
It definitely stops. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I killed one patient that way.
There was a shockingly detailed doctor surgeon simulator from the first one was 89.
88, and then the second one was 90.
Yeah.
That was last Thursday. If you guys want to look up Life and Death, you'll also find a quick special on Dr. Spatzo in there, which
part 1 of Dr. Spatzo.
Probably the only part, unless we want to get shut down. The way we went with that, holy crap.
Yeah, that got darker than I was comfortable with, so I rage quit.
Yeah, so I was telling Richard.
Yeah. Yeah, Alpha decided in the first part that he would willfully ignore the things he knew to be correct. Like, he would explain how the game worked, and as soon as he was done saying, and this is the correct course of action, he would then do the opposite of that.
Yep.
And showed us all of the different ways that you could kill the patients.
Yep.
In his sort of defense, the game doesn't tell you how to do anything at first, and it only tells you corrections after you've made the mistake. So the game forces you, as a doctor or a medical student, to kill probably
a lot of people.
Probably 6 or 7 people before it even expects you to know everything, and it will still remind you every time.
Baby.
Oh, when I was a little kid, it was far more than that.
Because there's a ton of details.
Yep.
Alpha now has them all memorized because he's a grown-up boy.
Except for the fact that I can't cut the first part of the appendix out.
That seemed to be pretty pixel picky.
Yeah, that's the problem with that game, as it is. I used to be able to do it, but now I totally don't know how. Okay, we've been sitting on this a while. Who wants to do Big Addition?
I guess I like it better than multiplication. Add in mass, collect space, have stressors, supply, total mass. Oh, it's just doing them all, huh?
Add them all up.
Well,
I did it within like 2 seconds. You should be fine.
Fuck you. The last digit is 0.
Yes.
The second to last digit is 0.
Yes.
The third to last digit is 0.
Yes.
The fourth to last digit is 10, 13, 16, 0,
Yes.
and then a 2 on the front.
So, what do you have?
2, 0,
Bippity boppity boo.
0, 0.
20,000. The number's 20,000.
Sure.
Okay, that laugh reminds me of a video that I need to show you guys after this. Oh, that was narrow.
Is it unnecessarily censored count?
Yes.
I love that video.
That video's
But I gotta
great.
tell you, that is an old video.
My poor mother, she used to, when she was teaching, she used to use Sesame Street as a teaching.
What age did she teach?
K through 2.
Okay.
So she used Sesame Street as a means of basically like illustrating her teachings. And that video I showed her for the first time about a year before she retired. And it ruined the rest of her lessons.
Oh no.
Based on Sesame Street.
That was the best one. There were several ones that tried to copy that, but that was the one that did it the best, and all of the others were kind of wastes of time.
Agreed.
Can you tell me
And there was
to get...
There was one where they censored it every time the Smurfs said the word Smurf. But that happened so often that it was just basically meaningless.
Are you singing
Becky-
Sensimia Street over there?
Yes. Were you the person who showed me the, oh god, what the hell is it called? I'm not going to call it the nigger song because, for the love of God, we can't have that kind of language here.
You just said it!
But the...
I would blame Max. That sounds like a Max thing.
I don't think so. Might have actually been my black friends.
Stop.
There
Oh,
was
right, you had
a
some of those in
censored-
college.
There was a censored version of it where basically every 7th word is not censored.
Oh,
that's
you
just
showed
how
me
the
the
song
censored
goes.
version, I think. Yeah, well, because the song is about saying the N-word, and about, you know, like, how that feels and what that means to them culturally in a rap song. So the chorus is just joyfully repeating that word over and over to a beat. So if you censor it, it's a solid full measure of just beep, and then like you get beat 2 of the next measure, you can hear a word, and then it's another, you know, solid 4 beats of beep again. It's an interesting experiment in language and culture, let's put it that way.
It is a transgressive challenge.
It is. Link will not be below.
Okay, here's something for you.
If you want to look it up, you search the N-word song in your Google and have that cookie sitting on your computer until you delete it.
Yes, feel free. Okay, at the rate of 2 gallons per day, how many days until this tank exhausts?
8.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay!
I can't believe we're putting this video out.
Why,
This is really just a
you
conversation
jerk.
that is frankly a little...
No, I
Too
lost the...
zesty for you?
I was gonna say too zesty for the audience, but then I remembered, like, Solar and Cannibal.
I lost the tank.
It's fine.
Damn it.
There'll be more tanks in the sea.
There are plenty of tanks in the sea.
What do we got here?
And don't forget the other one.
Plentyoftanks.com. World of Tanks.
Why is
World of
any
Fish?
Why is any refrigerator this low in temperature? That's a freezer.
It's very true.
I'll still eat refrigerated food at this new temperature. Which
20 degrees Fahrenheit?
yes, sir.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's still not refrigeration. That's still freezing.
Perhaps they are using it in the broad sense.
Oh, that's not
And
good.
perhaps it is a specimen refrigerator. And thus not where you keep your rations while on missions.
Oh.
Spiky bit.
Fortunately, we just made the checkpoint. That's what got me, was that fish's tongue.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh!
left or right?
Rock, paper, scissors, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Good choice. I think you were the one who said, Wit, about dead ends.
Always go the wrong way first.
Yep,
It's been my philosophy.
we've seen this one before.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of that video that was previously mentioned, there's a... Oh, you dirty chump. There's a horrible... I'm just getting reckless now, aren't I? There's a Winnie the Pooh parody to be made there. You know, the wonderful thing about Tiggers?
Oh, gee. Surely someone's done that. I wonder what they've come up with.
What?
I'll Google it. So I died for your Google sins.
I saw a tweet today that is amazing. And it was, it's Kathy
Oh.
Cannon.
There's
you
a
see this?
YouTube video. There's
Oh,
a
no.
YouTube video. It's only 37 seconds long, but that's 37 seconds longer than I'm willing to listen to on this stream.
They did it, huh?
Those maniacs did it.
By
They
the
blew
way,
it up.
by the way, the pattern is the same as it's always been here.
Times 3.
We saw 21 by 3. Wasn't that like 63?
Yes.
And then 3 times 6 is 18.
Right. So
18 plus 63. The last digit is a 9. 18 and 63. And the first digit is a 1 and then a 4.
I think you're missing an important number here. You did the 21 times 3, but remember that's 100 and a 10. You still have to put a ones place in there.
What?
So you did 21 times 3 for 63,
I did.
which is fine.
Uh-huh.
You got to
And then I did 6 times 3.
Yeah, you
Right, but it's the 21 times 3, it's actually 210, so you need to add a 0 at the end of your 21 times 3.
Yeah, because what you're looking at is you're dropping the ones place off entirely and making a whole different number.
So I'm sure someone taught me the method that Richard did the first time, but I didn't internalize it until right this second, and I missed that step when he did it.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Consider this the first time I've ever done that.
Okay.
Because it kind of was.
That being said,
So
give
you
it
will
a...
have to cut me a little bit of slack in my procedure.
Yeah, that being said, give it another try.
So 210 plus 18?
You got to multiply the 3 in before you 210 anything.
I did.
Well, you...
Oh, it was 63, so 630 plus 18.
Yes. Which...
Is 646.
Almost.
God damn it.
648. It's 18 you're adding, not 16.
You're correct, but I was staring at that 6 on the screen so very hard.
But I think you've learned something today, as far as...
Yeah, but I genuinely have a very mild headache now.
Oh, sorry about that.
Very, very mild, but I'm very aware of my brain all of a sudden.
Drink some water.
There's number 1.
Argos.
Successful landing on asteroid Argos accomplished. After weeks of traveling through space to reach Argos, we are anxious to begin our mission to mine the surface of the asteroid.
Argos.
I wonder why this was so top secret.
I don't know. Seems almost routine.
Unless that quip about substance X being more significant than uranium, meaning that they are mining uranium from the asteroid.
Oh, maybe.
And politically, that could be something they might want to keep quiet.
Yeah, you don't want to know. You don't want people
Uranium
to know.
tends to make people nervous.
Well, gee, I wonder why.
This is my anium.
I don't know, these days I'm a lot less scared of uranium than I am of, I don't know, white men.
I was trying to find something witty to say, but I've got nothing.
I would love for someone to do a protest sort of action where they get on a plane and then make a huge deal about seeing a white man on the plane with them and I think that man's a terrorist, you need to get him off the plane. Or you need to get me off the plane and offer me another flight. I don't feel comfortable flying with him.
Fires a balloon!
The toxic chemicals released by the space capsule threaten the world's sea life. I believe that was covered in the initial mission briefing, but I could be mistaken.
Oh, hey, look. Our ship has been repaired.
Yeah, we've lost a tank, though.
Yeah, I mean... What is a tank of oxygen?
It is an oxygen-filled tank.
We can't take it with us when we die, so I say, what good is it?
Yeah, that's fair.
The only reason we can't take it with us when we die is that the game doesn't, I don't know, save the state of all of the tanks we've collected. I say it's unfair.
Agreed.
I think we should fight a war against God himself for making the universe so unfair.
I'm with you.
I say we should just...
I would think I might be on Lucifer's side in this one.
I say we should just rage war in general. Rage war?
No, I'm only in it if it's against God.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I think everyone else is pretty much innocent. I'm aware that this makes it sound like I'm a sophomore in college smoking pot, but I think the only sinner is God.
Let's stick your tongue out.
Oh, I didn't get to finish that awesome tweet I saw today. It's Catholic canon that in the Valley of Gethsemane, Jesus saw all of the sins that mankind has done and still decided to die for us, which means he definitely saw a guy, what was the phrase they used? Yanking rope to Waluigi hentai and still decided to be crucified.
Input depth in yards.
Okay, so that's 200
Yeah.
yards.
Yeah, it's 200 yards. All you do is division by 3.
Ooh, music just got.
Super funky.
I like it. Oh, that refrigerator! It's at it again!
But
Someone needs to
now,
call Maytag, because this is unacceptable.
but now we're actually getting to a refrigeration temperature.
35 degrees? 35 degrees does sound like a good temperature for a refrigerator.
That's fantastic drinking temperature, in my opinion. Honestly, anything below 40 is great.
40 and above is the danger zone.
Yep.
Danger zone!
Rock, paper, scissors, which way?
Left
What are
is
my choices?
easier, so
Left,
let's
right.
scout left.
Go left?
He's correct.
Go! Ah,
Not enough speed.
damn it.
You bring dishonor to your clan.
You know what this game is also the precursor of?
I'm gonna go back and go right. Only because
Shoot, what's it called?
I suspect that tank was at halfway point.
The new one where you it's newish. You
Or
get
maybe
into
not.
a
Let's stick with our
submarine.
guns. Newish submarine.
I have to bow out for a second. I'm expecting a phone call.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
get into too much trouble.
I'll try not to. Yeah, left was correct.
Oh man, is this...
Oh, hey, the pattern is different.
It's counting down by 6s, so 14.
Yep.
The legal age in Canada until
Oh my
recently.
word. We have been experimenting with Substance X in several ways. Our onboard climate-controlled biosphere turned into a steamy jungle after only a tiny amount of Substance X was used in the thermal control system. Fascinating. And we managed to get out with our tank intact. What do we got here?
125. 200.
That's it. All right. Not that it matters, because I can't reach him anyway, it seems. Yeah, pretty dark, too.
Nice save.
Thank you.
That was a very quick 5 hours.
Indeed.
13.
Yeah, 1,300 hours. I don't know how versed you are.
Otherwise known as 1 o'clock.
Okay.
I've started going over to a 24-hour clock at work because people keep on fucking up the 12-hour ones by not listing AM or PM.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, how well versed are you in 24-hour time?
I worked a 14-hour shift last week and only got paid for 2 hours, so I needed to like explain to them that
Oh yeah, jeez.
somebody had converted my timesheet from 24-hour to 12-hour incorrectly. So even despite my best efforts, people managed to fuck it all the way up.
Hmm.
I feel like this is an ambush.
It might be.
This, okay, is
Almost the same.
18.
Yep.
18, 20, 82.
82 is right. Whee.
Oh, good, it's going down.
Far down.
9, 10, 10 to 4, 600?
600. I'm going to go with the idea that the deeper we go, the closer to the end we are, so we're going to go right.
Sounds good.
And I'm going to be dead wrong. Actually, this is probably a good demonstration. I think we have to collect all the pieces before we leave here. So I'm sure there's a piece down in the unexplored area. But
Who's
first...
back? I'm back.
Hey, welcome back.
8.
But first, here's our sequence for this canister.
18. 18. 18. 20?
Right. Unforeseen problems. Asteroid is being bombarded by a meteor shower. Although the meteorites are no bigger than pebbles, they travel at speeds approaching 60 kilometers per second. Luckily, no crew or equipment has been harmed.
Woof.
I don't believe you got to see 111, Wit, so here's that one.
Oh, I did, yeah.
Oh, you were
I
still
was
here?
able to see my computer screen while I was on the phone.
Okay, cool.
That one's very interesting.
Yes, indeed.
This does remind me a lot of Subnautica.
Okay, so
There
if you
was a
try
thing
to...
I was saying, but it wasn't important. I can't remember what it was.
Gotcha. That'll come. So if you
No,
try to
it
get
won't-
out without
wasn't
picking up all the
important.
pieces, this will happen, so we have to go back.
Which is fine.
Yep.
Time to go down.
I like going down.
Well, maybe you should lead with that next time.
Yikes. definitely don't do that, by the way.
Not your thing?
No, I mean, no human being wants that to be your opener.
Unless you are in, like, a dungeon, nobody wants that to be your opener.
Yeah, okay, you're right. That is, I think, maybe the one time when that is the appropriate way to present yourself as a candidate for a relationship.
And even then, the people who would go to a dungeon wouldn't want you to lead with that outside of a dungeon because it means that you can't read context clues.
Yeah. So on your next trip to the dungeon, then you can use it. But until then, keep that one under your hat.
Yes.
You know what? Actually, show, don't tell.
I don't know. Getting consent is an important first step.
Okay,
Sounds
yes.
dangerously like surprise sex.
No.
Maybe. Who's asking?
Obviously consent. Consent, but then show that you enjoy it and that you're good at it. Do not tell. It's much more impressive for that part to be a surprise, not the act itself. Surprise the act itself can end up in some real bummer of a hygiene situation.
Oh my.
Richard, was it you who once told me never surprise your girlfriend with oral after soccer practice?
No.
I wonder who that was.
Oh,
If
look
it
at
was
this.
rugby practice, then it was in fact me, but...
No, it was soccer.
I think this may rectify something you thought was lame. Look at this. It warns you now that there are sharp walls on the caves.
Huh.
So... I think I see what they're talking about. You see that little yellow rock down there?
That's a rock?
Well, that thing down there, it looks pretty sharp. I'm not going to touch it and find out, but...
Oh, isopods.
Is that what they are?
Yeah, giant isopods. They're basically, very big pill bugs.
Hmm.
Well, don't do that.
Yeah, I tried not to. I ended up getting snagged.
Hoist it on your own petard, octopus.
Okay. There's one right decision. Oh.
Oh.
Fractions, huh?
Well, I'm out.
To enter a fraction, type F. Type the numerator, then the slash, and then the bottom. So input subs energy usage in kilojoules for the next 4 hours. If it continues at its present speed, there's no fraction involved in this one, actually. This one's multiplication. I guess because it's the first problem of this level is why it mentioned that.
If it's at 25, then it's still going to be 16, isn't it?
Right, but for the next 4 hours.
It's leveling off. It stopped going up.
So every hour it's going to use the same amount of power. If it does that for 4 hours,
Oh.
then we have 16 times 4.
Yeah, I don't do those.
You with us, Ferret?
Yep, just resting my eyes.
Okay.
Oh, my grandpa used to say that. Unfortunately, now I say that.
Anyway, 16 by 4 is 64.
Oh,
4 times 4 times 4.
4 cubed.
times 4.
That's how they came up with the Nintendo 64's number. The fourth home console, or the fourth console altogether, if you include the Game Boy, cubed for the three-dimensional reference, gives you 64. So for those of you gamers out there that didn't know that, guess what? Now you do.
Your life is different now.
Your life has meaning. Oh,
I
you...
wouldn't go that far. You're a gamer. Your life does not have meaning.
Okay, so we only get the extra tank if we're at full oxygen, which sucks.
Oh, Flipper.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna come at me as soon as I get close.
And yet, here it goes. Nice.
Quick.
That thing you're doing, stop it.
Stupid little snag up there.
Ooh, Barracuda.
Oh, well,
You
we
managed
saw...
to. You're right. It's a fucking rock.
I managed to
and we
hit
know
it
that
anyway.
because you managed to hit it.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's science.
Yep. Increase speed by 1/5.
24.
That's it? How... I did shoot off the pellet.
Get good, scrub. Still no friends tonight.
Hmm.
Don't they know what day it is?
I know, right? It's Alpha Wit Thursdays. You can't miss this. Okay, so what's the next number?
Oh, I am so out.
All we're doing is
Oh, is it
subtracting
2/5?
2/8. We're
Yeah, that's
subtracting-
what that number is.
Yeah, we're subtracting by 1/8 each time. 2/8.
1/5, 2/5, red 5th, blue 5th.
Setting up the mining station has been a labor-intensive task. Our leisure time is limited, but we managed to spend at least an hour a day in the entertainment center playing computer games. Our favorite is Ancient Empires. Shameless plugs. I love it. We are getting to that game, by the way. This one...
I have no experience with that one.
Yeah, this game is technically Wits. Ferret just happened to be joining us. Ancient Empires is going to belong to Ferret.
Ferret needed some social time, so I invited him along.
Indeed. Okay. Check oil
It has
supply.
been a good experience.
Glad to hear it. So looking at the gauge with a maximum supply of 100 gallons, what's left?
50?
Yep. 5 out of 10 lit up. Cool. It's an octopusy.
Sometimes, on standardized tests, when I would get past the part that I had learned how to do, and there were questions about, like, finding the area of objects that I did not know how to find the area of, and they would draw them for you in a grid, but it was not to scale. Or it was to scale, but, like, there was a formula to do it, and I never knew the formula, so I would just count the partial grids and kind of try and add it up in my head.
That's one way to do it.
It's not.
I mean, it can be if you know the math.
That is not how you get the correct answer in those ways.
It can be if you know the math.
That's the point. I did not know the math. I would look at the box and try and count how many boxes roughly it took up. Even though it would, like, go through, like, a tiny sliver of some boxes, and I would try and, like, add up how much that might be.
Where the hell were you? You're on a cozy ship on the surface. You are jerks, all of you.
Oh. What are those? Ew. Gross particles. Why are they out like that?
Because they're healthy and happy.
Get away, barnacles. They're gross.
So, how many barnacles do we see total?
A bunch, and 2 of them are good. Can't you just do this?
Fine. 4/5 of them.
You're not gonna teach me anything. It's not gonna work.
4/5 of them are unhealthy.
Thank you. Oh, did they say you had to reduce?
No, I just did.
Would it still have been correct if you hadn't, you think?
Yeah. I mean, I should.
Yeah, but like...
I could test that
You know
theory
how
on
there's
them.
nothing in the rule book that says a dog can't play basketball?
Yeah.
I'm that kind of person.
Not the rules Nazi we deserve, but the one that we want.
I'm the opposite of a rules Nazi. Actually, that's not true. I may be a little bit of a rules Nazi, but the rules that I'm like really
That was close.
obsessed with tend to be the ones around shop safety. And I get very upset when people don't follow them. But I think I'm somewhat justified in being really cranky when my coworkers don't follow safety rules.
You cranky?
Yeah, no, that's also true. I'm just generally cranky as my default state of being. I'm not much fun.
I don't agree with that, but okay. Rugged terrain. Depth sounder sends sound waves to the ocean floor. So we're literally just taking 2/5 of 5,000.
Well, that would be... Well, 1,000 goes into 5,000 5 times,
Okay.
and 2 of those is 2,000.
Right. Oh. Input distance in feet. Oh, I missed a step. Total time round trip, so I have to cut that in half.
That's 1,000. That's a tricky one. Holy smokes.
That was tricky. I gotta be careful now. And I gotta turn back. There's an unexplored region.
All of this talk of Subnautica reminds me that in like 2 weeks, I will be streaming it again with my friend Kirk.
Oh, cool.
In about 2 weeks, on the 25th.
Yay.
Sunday night. Because I've done a lot of the plot stuff. And now I am, if I want to continue progressing in the game, they have twisted my arm in making me go to scary places.
Aww.
So that's what people will get to watch, is me, someone intimately familiar with this game and how it works, still be very, very, very afraid of it.
Okay, so it accepts decimals. It accepts decimals for fractions and vice versa.
Interesting. What about unreduced fractions? I'm still curious about that.
I'll find that out at some point. I'm sure I'll have occasion to do it.
Yeah, we also... What if unreduced fractions in situations where there are unreduced fractions, but what about fractions that you artificially inflate?
You mean like turn 4/5 into 8/10 just for argument's sake?
Yeah, I bet that won't work.
You don't think so?
I do not think so, but I think maybe unreduced fractions in situations where those numbers are there may work.
What do we have here?
Oh, it's subtracting by a quarter. Is it 0?
It is 0.
0 is not a number, it's a hue.
We have begun building a storage compartment for Substance X. Samples of it have been encased in a lead palladium container for shipment to Earth aboard the Galaxy space capsule. The launch is scheduled for next week. One more sector. I'd say we'll finish this zone and then call it.
Sounds perfect.
How many sectors are there usually? 4?
There's 3.
Huh.
So one more sector and we'll be done with Limestone Ridge. 2 zones to go and Voyager after that.
What is what? What is Voyager?
Voyager is the skill level that we're on. There's an expert level after this with an entirely different set of logs.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Are you planning on doing that?
Yes.
Alright.
See, this isn't nearly as bad as Gizmos and Gadgets.
No, only 2 skill levels.
Only 2 skill levels, and it's not like we're repeatedly trapped in the same, like, big long series of puzzles with big fucking chimps to deal with.
And your bananas.
Yeah, turning on chimps may have been a mistake.
Yeah, that caused a lot of problems.
It actually, it really did. I didn't expect it to cause your game to crash.
That
I didn't either.
escalated quickly.
Yeah, DOSBox had some trouble.
Fascinating.
And because the whole level loads, even when you know how the warehouse expands to include different rooms?
Yep.
That's still loaded. And when and the last couple levels give you like a good solid 5 or 6 different chimps. And it's constantly keeping track of their locations the whole time. The thing would just chug.
Yeah, that had to overload it. I think my aim is improving. Oh, look at this.
All about the angles.
Approximate difference in latitude between station and sub.
What do they mean by approximate?
I guess come as close as you can to what it looks like.
I would love to know what kind of answers they would accept.
Probably 2. 27 degrees versus 25 degrees. Yep.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't actually as approximate as it sounds like.
No.
White isopods can't jump.
Yikes.
Wow.
I feel like that was like a movie title or show title or something.
White Men Can't Jump, I believe, was a movie?
Yes.
But I feel like it was in reference to someone saying it in earnest.
Possibly.
But I don't know when that would have been.
Oh. Do you think maybe that was a line in a song?
I don't know.
Collision with ocean floor has cracked the sub's window. Oh, that's great.
This sounds like something on...
3 1/4?
Sounds like something on Subnautica that would make me be gently screaming.
Yes.
Gently screaming. I would want to hear that.
While my guitar gently screams.
2 1/4, by the way.
2 1/4. Can I not math? I cannot math.
Yeah, 2 to 3 is 1. 3 to 4 makes 2, and then the 1/4 inch. So I'm going to say 9/4.
Great. Now I've got a song stuck in my head that I know almost none of the words to.
Whoops.
I did it to myself.
He's gonna go buck wild.
Who is?
This eel can feel it. He has an explosive energy in him.
Okay, I gotta go down.
Now. Eel lives matter.
Yeah.
Sub is at 300 feet. So what would the pressure be on the sub?
600.
Immense.
Other way around.
450.
Yep.
I said immense, not colossal. Get it right.
You think you're cute,
Loop
don't
de
you?
loop.
Got me anyway.
Too close. Yeah, some pretty indeterminate hitboxes there.
Yeah, just a little bit. And it doesn't help that he's clearly adjusting his timing.
That is an unprepared modulation. I'd like to perform a citizen's arrest on this soundtrack.
Go on.
Where they suddenly changed the... Well, I would have to see it written, or listen to it more carefully. I'm not sure if they changed the key there.
4.
I'm like the Neil Armstrong of the ocean deaths.
Yeah, I think it is, as you said, Wit, about the modulation.
Do you think that's a key change, or you think it's just a brief modulation that they retreat from?
I'd say retreated modulation.
I'll allow it. If it was a key change, I would be pretty mad, because it happens with no warning.
No, it only held up for one measure and then it reverted.
Yeah, okay, it's cool.
The first phase of our mission is over, and which actually makes this a very nice place to stop, wouldn't it, right after this? We have constructed the mining station. Delta team can now be dispatched to nearby planet Delta Pi to install an astronomical observatory.
What planet are they at?
Well, right now they're on an asteroid.
Yeah, they're on the asteroid Astos, or whatever it's called.
I guess they must be out near like the Pluto
boy.
area
Have fun with
with all
this
the
one,
dwarf
guys.
planets.
Oh, fuck all this.
I'm up to this task.
Can't you get a... Well, they're all 12.
All the
12s.
denominators are the same.
Yeah, okay, we're cool. It's just adding numerators. No one panic.
4.
Delta Pi must be a code name, or it means they've left our solar system.
5/12.
I believe Delta Pi is a combination of 2 Greek letters.
But it has to be a code name, because none of the planets in our solar system were named that.
Right, I don't think they're in our solar system.
Yeah.
Okay, so once I get...
It's the DP system.
Oh, jeez, Rich.
Hey, that wasn't me. You guys were dancing around it, whether you realized it or not.
I was still more concerned about whether or not we thought they were still in our solar system or had exited.
They could be still in our solar system, because
If
there's
it
plenty
were-
of dwarf planets.
None of them are called that, though. I read a book about it relatively recently, and I would have remembered if one of them was just 2 Greek letters. Because all of the other ones have names in English script.
Hmm.
I thought there were like dozens of dwarf planets.
That's possible.
So we have the sea
and they
forest.
probably have discovered some since that book was published.
Right.
The book, it was How I Killed Pluto and Why It Had It Coming.
Fascinating.
Good book. It does kind of make you forgive the guy. He's got a very good argument. And the argument is that if Pluto is a planet, so are these dozens of other objects. And it kind of highlights how different Pluto is from all of the other things we consider to be planets. And by holding it up against all of these other things, you realize that the case for Pluto is very shaky. However, in my heart, Pluto is and always will be a planet. Viva la Pluto. But scientifically, I am forced to agree with the guy. And he seems like a really nice guy. He tells this beautiful short story about his daughter. Because his daughter, from a very young age, understood that he was interested in the night sky because he was constantly showing her things, pointing out the moon and the stars that he could see. And they, like many modern parents, taught their daughter basic sign language because babies are kind of able to communicate or understand communication before they can physically make words. So they taught very basic signs for want and hungry and light, and they even taught her thank you. And so he took his daughter outside, they're coming back, going to the car or from the car or something. It was very dark, and she made the signal for light, because it was dark and she wanted light. And at that moment, the moon came out from behind the clouds, and everything was brighter, and she signed thank you. Which is just the sweetest thing in the world. Anyway, it makes him seem like a really nice human guy, and I can sort of forgive him for taking away one of my planets.
Still a horrible, horrible offense. Alright, so we have the sea forest and one other zone after that for the Voyager skill level. So this is only going to be like a 3-episode game, if even that. If we really power through on the next one, we can be done in 2. But yeah, what do you guys think? Anything like you remember it?
No.
It is not like I remember it now. There's a lot more math. My little childlike brain cut out all of the math problems, not all of them, but the vast majority of them, and just stitched together all of the zooming around, picking up data canisters.
So you thought
it made it a lot more interesting.
So you thought this was just platformer?
No,
Ish.
no, I remembered the ballast, but it's definitely not what I focus on in my memories.
Yeah, ditto. I don't remember any of the education.
I think it speaks to the nature of nostalgia, is that the mundane and the tedious kind of fade away from your memory, and you're just left with the exciting and the big impression of exciting things. And that kind of is how nostalgia forms, is you erode away all the memories of the boring. Well, this was a fascinating trip down memory trench.
Yes, indeed. I certainly got wet.
Well, that's awful.
Hey, Kuro's not here. Somebody has to pick up her slack.
Speaking of chat and the peanut gallery in general, who was our peanut gallery today?
Nobody.
No one showed up.
Nobody.
Nobody's here.
We were just screaming
Into
silently
the void.
into the ether. Cool.
And the worst part
Basically.
is then we're going to put it on YouTube.
Oops. Oh well.
Dun, 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 dun. Well, it's definitely bedtime.
All right, boys and girls. This has been the start of Operation Neptune. More again next Thursday.
Let me check the calendar, but I think so.
That's what we're going with for right now. If you see something
looks
different,
good.
okay, cool. And that's what we'll do. Have an alpha night.
Bye.